So this Razor MX350 Gen 1 was absolutely trashed. Didn't leave me much at all to salvage, but that's what the challenge is, to try and still use Razor parts to revitalise this munted up Razor. So this is what happened to the swing arm. Absolutely mangled it, chewed it out to fit the motor. So I ripped up that little mini pit bike, and I've got the swing arm there. I'm going to use the shop as well. I'll utilise that. So I want to keep the frame Razor as much as possible, otherwise it's not even a Razor anymore. I did look at just converting the mini pit bike, but the frame's so heavy, it's just not going to make it a fun little lightweight bike like the Razors are. So what's going to happen is I'm going to chop out these here, because I want to use something at least from the swing arm, even though I'm going to a mono shock now. So I'll chop them out there, and I'll chop them off here, and I'll graft them together so I don't have to cut up this, because I'd rather keep the frame Razor, use some of the Razor swing arm so it's kind of still Razor like. I had to swap out the forks. I was thinking about keeping them, but yeah, they're bent, man, so there was no salvaging them. So I mean, it'll be an awesome little bike when it's finished for my daughter to power around on. But yeah, it's doing the best that I can with the minimal parts that I've got, without costing a fortune and just recycling old bikes that would normally just get wrecked. Eventually it'll be a cool little bike, I reckon. Definitely one of a kind again. So yeah, so what's going to happen over the next few weeks, I guess. I'll just chip away at that because it's a fair bit of work with everything that needs to be done to it to get it up to standard, to fit a 60 volt battery in there, Swingarm one, and the motor somewhere. When I figure that part out, I do have a plan, but we'll see what happens. So we've got the pit bike there, parts on the Razor frame. So using the Razor mounts, because I want to keep a Razor, TIG welded them into the frame. They slid in nicely. I had to cut and shut this pit bike arm to get the right dimensions for the actual mounts. So because I've cut and shut it, I did TIG weld it and put a decent route in there, so I mean it would be good like that. But obviously I've made up some fish plates which will get put on just to ensure that it has a good strength in there, and that's it though. And that will be a monoshock pit bike rear arm stuck on a MX350, the tiny little one. Probably about 3 hours it's took me to put that together, from stripping that other pit bike out. So yeah, it's 3 hours into this so far. I've still got to make the forks fit properly. I've just got them on there for looks for now, to see what I'm doing and where I'm going with it. Once I get the back end on, then I should know what I'm going to do with the frame and how I'm going to drop it to get the motor in there so it's a true mid-drive, or am I going to have to put it on the underside of the swing arm? We'll see. So here it is then. That is my mock-up Swingarm battery-ish. So I've made the swing arm from the pit bike swing arm with the actual mounts from the Razor. I kept the whole Razor frame. That shot might be a little bit too long, I'll see by the time I stretch it and see what it looks like for my daughter to sit on it. But yeah, so gonna have to do the same as I did last time, chop the frame out, lengthen it to get the Swingarm battery in, and then here on this plate, well, I'll probably cut that plate out because it's munted, welding a new plate for the motor to sit and run the chain straight down the swing arm like it should have been, and then we'll see. That's one option. On the other option is to put the motor underneath and just run it straight from there, because the battery is going to come down so far anyway. The motor is going to be protected and it'll just be running under the swing arm. Might do that, we'll see, but definitely needs a little bit of length because the wheelbase's pretty short. Yeah, well, that's it, the pit bike razor. That's what's left of that heap.